What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Hyacine's character trailer, Always Here to Help. I'm very interested to see what this has in store, because though on the surface, she is a fairly straightforward character, all things considered, we definitely have had a lot of additional elements hinted towards recently, and I'm curious to see if this gets into any of that, or if it's really just going to be more her upbeat, happy vibe. But we'll only find out if we check it out, so feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and let's get into this. Big white screen, alright. Oh? Interesting aesthetic already.
Always here to help.
Alright.
Hurry up and get started.
Interesting, this is not at all what I expected from her. Oh! Oh, that little animation was great. Interesting music. I love the little 2D elements.
No need to panic. Hyacine is at your service.
Huh. I did not expect the, like, computer vibe. God damn it, Cypher. Poor Maide. 0 followers?
So
Really?
Really no one watching, huh?
I'm being attacked by Netherwing! Help!
By Netherwing?
Forgotten Hall, stage 12!
Oh my god, they're breaking the fourth wall.
Almost there.
Sort of.
Consider this a friendly warning. If you don't back down, we just might.
Yo! Bringing in Pidon and Maide, hell yeah.
Little Ika, clear away the darkness for us.
Alright. Wow. Okay. Oh, a little bit more. Aw, healing in progress. God, I love that little animation. That's like my favorite bit of all of this, I think. Okay. Definitely not what I expected. The entire vibe of this trailer is not at all what I thought we would get, but it absolutely fits her vibe. But we start with her just sort of laying down asleep in the morning, I guess, when she begins getting some texts, I imagine. A pre-registered assignment is about to begin. The bell rings again in 5 minutes. As she wakes up, we enter this stylized computer desktop. This window opens to show her sitting up and rubbing her eyes. Some of the interesting things around here, we can notice that there's an icon which is Internet Neighbor that has a Glaya as its icon. There's the to-do list. Eat well and don't stay up late, take a hot bath before bed, drink some soothing goat milk floral tea for sweet dreams. Just a little, like, daily to-do thing. And then we have a thing counting followers and viewers. Only 1 viewer as of now, no followers, as we see confirmed later. She also has no followers then, which is interesting, because all things considered, she's fairly popular as far as I know. But then we very quickly get several other windows open, all just sort of showing off her, like, yawning, her brushing her hair out a little bit, her poking little Ika, and then she does this cute little pose in this final window, as she says, always here to help, and we see on the screen, little Ika healing room. But then we transition to her having a bubble bath, popping the bubbles for fun, little Ika's there, she says, then let's hurry up. And then it's hard to make out some of this stuff here because it's so brief and intentionally sort of glitchy, but interestingly enough, it says not connected to World Wound Web, not Wide Web, which is just a sort of interesting difference. And I can't make out what fully is said here, even going between a few frames to see how best it can be read, but the most I can make out is that it says something about silently with Hyacine. And this is something about, like, the following methods. So presumably something about how, like, connect to the internet. Then we have this very brief loading screen, which is just art of her in a sort of prayer position, as she says, and get started, following up from the previous statement. And then we enter this sort of TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels format thing here. We see that she has no likes, no comments, nothing. But this is to show that she's live currently. She's putting on a performance of sorts. And then we have the first introduction of the sort of chibi 2D version of her, which is really fucking cute, as it just quickly pops up here saying hi, and then pops up again with hey and cute. We also can see just sort of on the borders here, Hyacine cutest, be at ease, and then the same thing down here. Interestingly enough, we can see here when it returns to this format that when she ducks outside of the camera view, we can still see what's going on with her it's just slightly distorted. And then we get this little dance that her chibi form does. We once again show that she has no followers. We just outright have like a Facebook logo here of all things, which is wild. And then from here, after the little dance, we have just these shots of a variety of things. She's doing little cute things, getting ready, some 2D elements, some more dancing. And then as she's sort of hopping up and down in joy in this format, she says, "Sounds like someone needs me." No need to panic, as we have multiple shots of her. And then as we have just a ton of system errors, she says that Hyacine is at your service. And it's a mix of errors, mostly connection lost and not enough memory. We then just get her art. We have her logging into her account. And then once again, in a slightly different version of this sort of live stream format, we have her dancing and pointing and saying, "Scars are the badges of a warrior," as none other than the Galactic Baseballer says just non-stop, "Hyacine is so cute. We are her one fan," it seems. But the line, "Scars are the badges of a warrior," is interesting to me. Given that she's a healer first and foremost, it's an interesting take to have that scars are the badges of a warrior, because that typically I feel like is more associated with the warriors themselves, viewing battle scars as this signifier of battles you've survived, that kind of thing. Perhaps it has to do with the fact that she's descended from great warriors. That philosophy has been passed down. I could see that. But then as we have a shot of Maide, we have her continuing the statement saying, "But they should never be wounds of the heart. Scars of the body are badges of a warrior. They are proof that you have survived great battles. But wounds of the heart are nothing to be proud of and should be avoided at all costs. Wounds to the heart, to the soul, to the spirit, is something that can only weigh you down." She tries to heal Maide up a bit, but then Cypher gets in the way. We have her telling Cypher off, helping Maide along, who's just so out of it, it seems. And then she checks the camera, sees there's no followers still. Evidently we left comments but didn't follow. And then we watch her just sort of take a moment, pet little Ika, going, "So there's really no one watching, huh?" But then we have none other than the Galactic Baseballer. We can tell because it's the same sort of title here, saying, "I'm being attacked by Netherwing, help." And then we very quickly get a few other messages blurring by the screen, all of the same vibe. We then very quickly get her responding, tapping away at her phone, as many messages, all of them just being "on my way, be there right away, on my way, just a sec, that kind of thing, as she asks where. As she gets the response, "Forgotten Hall Stage 12. It's sort of a bit of a meta thing, because though the Forgotten Hall does exist in universe, it's not really the kind of thing that Amphorius characters would really interact with at this stage of things in any real way, because they currently are still locked to Amphorius. So this is sort of a fourth wall break of sorts. But then interestingly enough, she lifts up her little scepter, and this burst of rainbow colors shoots across the sky, the universe itself, which very much speaks to me as the idea of this is the Rainbow Bridge. That's been brought up before in context with her, so perhaps she has the ability to call forth the Rainbow Bridge, or will in the future once she becomes a demigod. And it seems like in this case it's being portrayed similarly to how it is in the MCU, where it's just this beam of rainbow light that you pass through and then land where you intend to be. As she's going through it, we see little Ika, and as the rainbow beam begins to come down through the clouds where we have our little trio, showing that this is also equally sort of outside of canon or anything, because the only way this could happen is if it is post the current storyline, seeing as March is here with us. And we see the tentacles of Netherwing, of course. But as she comes down, she says, "Consider this a friendly warning. If you don't back down," as we reveal that she has brought both Phainon and Mighty with her, two of the powerhouses of the Chrysos heirs. And as we flash between the three of them, she continues, "We just might beat you up," as she poses cutely. It shows her sort of happy-go-lucky, cheerful mood, but also the fact that she is calling in the cavalry to help save us and beat the shit out of this boss. And then we have this really funny sort of meme moment of the trio just leaning forward going, "Yeah!" as just all of the text behind is going, "Oh!" She bounces on some bubbles, sends Ika into the sky where the Pegasus is, and she sends Ika in going, "Little Ika, clear away the darkness for us." We get a reaction shot of us as it passes by, and then little Ika having dealt with the problem. We have this sort of interesting, almost poster ticket type thing. The name of the trailer itself is on there. There's something about contact information, invitation, a coming soon date, which at least in some time zones is the date that her banner begins. And then we go to the title card, only to then have this little bit of the dance just in full at the very end. It's cute. And we see she's finally getting some interaction. We don't see her follower count, but we just see that, like, this one video has likes, it has comments, all that stuff. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is a very different trailer than I expected, but really fun and really captures her vibe. It's real cute, it's real fun, and I'm looking forward to when she comes out tomorrow. But with that, I don't necessarily have too much more to say about this. It's a pretty straightforward trailer, all things considered. More for the vibes than anything. So I think I will leave things there. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and I hope you all have a great day. Goodbye.